I just built a WhatsApp-style messaging app from scratch with real-time chats, group conversations, media sharing, Gmail notifications, and a block and mute system. And I didn't write a single line of code to do it. Here's how I did it with Base44. A messaging app is one of the more complex builds you can do on any platform. And honestly, there were several fixes along the way, but there are nothing Base44 couldn't handle. I will show you exactly how I resolve each issue as we go, so stick around. Alright, so first things first, you need a Base44 account. I have put the link directly in the description below. It takes you straight to the official Base44 website, and you can get started on the free plan right away. I always recommend exploring what the platform can do before committing to anything paid. And if you like the platform and you would like to continue, you can of course get the monthly plan or the annual plan and save 30% off. Alright, let's get started. Step number 1, App Foundation. The first prompt sets up the entire foundation of the app. I told Base44 to build a messaging app called PingMate with user authentication, sign up and login, a profile page where users can set their display name and profile photo, and a contact list where users can search and add other registered users by username, email, or mobile number. What comes back is genuinely impressive for one prompt. You get a working sign-up screen, a login page, a basic profile setup, and a contact search interface, all wired together and live. Base44 handles the database, the authentication login, and the UI in one pass. Alright, so the authentication is live. Now let's build the core feature that makes this app actually a messaging app. Step 2, Core Messaging. I prompted Base44 to add a one-on-one chat feature where users can send and receive text messages in real time. Each conversation in the list shows the contact's name, profile photo, last message preview, and timestamp. Inside the chat, your messages appear on the right and the other person's messages appear on the left, exactly like WhatsApp. The conversations list populates, the chat window opens, and messages flow correctly from side to side. At this point, it already looks like a messaging app, but it is missing the small details that make it feel polished, and those are coming next. Now let's add the status indicators that tell users exactly what is happening with every message they send. Step 3, Message Status Indicators. This prompt adds message status indicators, a single checkmark for sent, double checkmarks for delivered, and a color change for read. I also asked for a typing indicator that appears when the other user is typing in real time. These are small details, but they are exactly what makes users trust an app. When someone can see that their message was read or see the 3 dots that mean that someone is typing back, the app stops feeling like a prototype and starts feeling like a product. Status indicators are in. Now, let's give users the ability to send more than just texts. Step 4, Media and File Sharing. Step 4 adds image and file sharing using Base44's built-in upload file integration. I prompted it so that uploaded images display as inline previews directly inside the chat bubble, visible without any clicking or downloading. Non-image files like PDFs show as a clean downloadable attachment with the file name and size. My first pass at this prompt had images showing up as download links instead of previews. I had to go back and be more specific, telling Base44 to render images using an actual image element with the file URL as the source, and to never treat image files as generic downloads. Once I was specific about that, it worked correctly. This is a pattern you will see throughout the build. The more precise your language, the better the output. Media sharing is working. Now, let's add group chats. Step 5, Group Chats. Users can create a group, name it, add a group photo, and invite multiple contacts as members. Inside a group conversation, the sender's name appears above each message bubble so everyone knows who said what. Only the group creator can add or remove members, which keeps things clean and controlled. This is a feature that would take a developer days, weeks, maybe even months to build properly. Base44 handles the data relationships, the group membership logic, and the UI in a single prompt. Group chats are live. Now, let's connect Gmail so the app can actually reach users when they're not active on PingMate, and this is one of my favorite parts of the build. Step 6, Gmail integration. Since Gmail is a native built connector in Base 44, all I had to do was send a prompt telling it to connect Gmail to PingMate and set up the notification logic. Base 44 handled the connection automatically. From there, it sends an automatic email notification whenever a user receives new message while they're offline or inactive. The email includes the sender's name, a preview of the message, and a prompt to open PingMate to reply. Alright, Gmail is connected and notifications are going out automatically. Now, let's build the in-app notification system. Step 7. In-app notifications and unread badges. Step 7 adds a notification bell icon in the header with a badge showing the total count of unread messages across all conversations. Clicking the bell opens a drop-down with recent unread messages, the sender's name, a message preview, and a timestamp. Each conversation in the list also gets its own green unread badge that clears automatically when you open that chat and read the messages. Both the bell count and the per conversation badges update in real time. No refresh needed. Now, let's make sure users always know who is online and who is not. Step 8. Online status and last seen. Step 8 adds the online and offline status system. A green dot appears next to a user's profile when they are active. When they go offline, the chat header shows a last seen timestamp formatted naturally. Last seen today at 10:45 a.m., exactly the way WhatsApp displays it. This also appears in the contact profile panel when you tap on someone's name or photo inside a chat. I also made sure this respects privacy settings. Users who turn off their last seen visibility show as last seen recently, two others instead of an exact timestamp. Status and last seen are working. Now, let's make sure users can find what they need quickly with search. Step 9. Search and message history. Step 9 adds 2 layers of search. The first is a search bar at the top of the conversations list that filters chats by contact name or group name. The second is in-chat search. Users can search for specific messages within a conversation, and matching keywords are highlighted in the results. Search is in. Now let's do a full design pass and make this look like a real app. Step 10. Polish and final UI. The final building prompt is the design pass. I asked Base 44 to make the full UI feel modern and clean. Dark sidebar for the conversation list, white chat area, and green accent colors using this hex code, which is what WhatsApp's exact green for sent messages, buttons, and interactive elements. I also asked for a full responsiveness across the desktop and mobile. The transformation here is visible on screen. It goes from a functional but plain layout to something that genuinely looks like a polished product. The build is done. But this is where the real work of AI development begins. Testing, fixes, and troubleshooting. After publishing PingMate and testing it with multiple accounts, I found a number of issues that needed fixing. First, the notification dropdown was getting clipped and wouldn't display fully. Now, on top of that, a new user could see notifications from a completely different account, and the online status wasn't updating at all. Then there was a bug where every message was appearing twice in the chat before settling into one. Profile photos also weren't syncing across the app after being updated. The contact request flow was missing an accept and decline option entirely. There was no sign out button on mobile, and no matter how many times I updated it, the branding kept reverting to Indigo in certain places. Now, this is completely normal when building a complex app with AI. The more features you stack, the more specific your fixed prompts need to be. What really helped here was Base 44 Discuss feature. When a follow-up prompt wasn't resolving an issue, I switched to Discuss mode, described the problem conversationally, and Base 44 walked me through a resolution. Almost every issue was fixed. The one exception was the Indigo on the login page. Base 44 confirmed that the login screen uses a platform-level asset that can be changed from within the app builder. The rest of the branding updated correctly, so it is a minor limitation rather than a deal breaker. So, is Base 44 actually worth it? Well, here's my honest take. If you need a working internal tool or a functional prototype and you need it fast, it is genuinely impressive. The prompt-based workflow is more intuitive than pretty much anything I have tested at this price point, And the built-in integrations like Gmail, file uploads, authentication save an enormous amount of setup time. Now, that said, the output is probabilistic. You will spend time writing fixed prompts, and if you're building something complex, you will go through credits faster than you expect. But for founders or small teams who need something working without hiring a developer, this is one of the stronger options available right now. Just know that there's a bit of a learning curve, but that is pretty standard across any AI app builder. The better you get at writing precise prompts, the smoother your builds will be. And honestly, that skill pays off fast. So if you want to try this yourself, the link to Base44 is in the description. It takes you straight to the official website, and you can start for free today. And by the way, my name is George, and this channel is all about building apps with AI. So if you enjoyed this video, you're probably going to enjoy this one as well, where I build another cool app using Base44. Just click here and I'll see you there.